Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Garo Vanishing Line, which is on episode 14. Now, this episode right here was actually pretty cool, not too bad. It is just about Luke in a certain sense, but the episode was nothing more than I could put into simple summary, obviously. But if this video is very short, don't be too surprised. We have to it that Luke ends up going into goes to a location where the Elder congrats him for finishing his trial, etc., and tells him to go to a location that will give him a certain shortcut, which is something that Luke does not understand, but he decides to go anyway. After he reaches that location, he ends up having a little small talk with an old man and a little girl named Stella, which is her grandpa apparently, and she ends up telling Luke about something about a sealed demon, etc., about some legends here and there. And we have to it that Luke decides to look into it, and eventually after going around town, doing some poses in a certain location, he ends up finding a certain seal. And we have to it that Luke eventually decides to fight the horror, which was known to be a Garo knight, apparently. We have to it that Luke gives a history to Stella and her grandpa that this night, this horror consumed Makai Knight and ends up becoming evil, etc., because of his greed or what the hell is going on here and there, you know? But aside from that, we have to it that Luke, on the other hand, prepares his battle and decides to take on the horror Garo Knight on. Of course, Stella ends up intervening a bit and she almost gotten killed, but Luke managed to stop the horror in time. But eventually, Luke, on the other hand, with the help of the other spirits who fought the Garo Knight, who was a horror, they lended him his strength in a certain way, and Luke ends up defeating it. And we have to it that Luke, on the other hand, says his goodbyes to Stella and and her grandpa, and shoots a rain and ends up leaving. And therefore, preview the next episode shows up, and it's called El Dorado, which is something that I look forward to. So yeah, just an episode about Luke and him taking on a horror, showing his improvement as a Makai alchemist or something. Hopefully he'll become a more prominent character to have a big role later in the future, which I know he will. So until then, I will see you guys in my next video. So I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!